Hello, everyone, and welcome to our group Fake Media's panel presentation. My name is Cecily, and I'm gathered here with Gerardo, Daniel, Danny, and Tara. And today we're going to be talking about how social media is negatively impacting today's society's self-esteem. We have three main reasons why, and then we're going to talk about how we can actually turn that around and use social media to improve our self-esteem and our quality of life. So let's get started about talking how body image is portrayed and how we're looking up to it in a negative way on social media.
I mean, where do we start? You know, there's so much things that we could talk about. It's kind of crazy how much, you know, how impacted people are in their lives because of social media. And I think, you know, that has to do a lot with us, how much input we put into it. But like, you see all these fake Ken dolls and fake Barbie dolls, you know, like that's what people look up to. They get surgeries, they get their breast implants, their butt implants, and, you know, people look up to that. They're kind of trying to live up to a standard that's been put there by surgery. You know, people with money, people that have, you know, different opportunities. So, you know, somebody in a poor region or somebody that doesn't have the same access, they see things like that, and it's like it's unrealistic, honestly.
Yeah, like, how could you put your body through all that damage and, you know, surgery just get enhancement, you know?
To get likes.
That's
To
right.
get liked.
To get
Yeah.
likes, to get validation.
I feel like it really, like, for girls, it's a little worse just because, like, you see what's popular and you see what is getting likes and what people like, and guys and other girls, and, you know, you want to be liked too, and you want to fit in, or it doesn't even have to be that. If you like it yourself, you're like, oh, I do like that, I want to be like that. You're going to strive to, you know, form your body into the new look, and it's not necessarily the best.
And that's so true. I totally agree with that, because from a guy's perspective, like, I think we think very different, because as a man, like, we could look at ourselves in the morning in the mirror and say, I have a big ear or a big nose. I'm going to not be tripping, like, in a week after. I'm going to be like, you know, the girl is either going to accept me or not. If not, it's on to the next. And straight up, and because we don't focus as much on it as girls do. Girls, you know, they take their time, they put their makeup, their hair, so they really need the time. For us, we're just like, man. But that's just my perspective. I think unless if you're not a straight guy or something, then it's gonna be different for you. But that's just how.
I mean, it is kind of crazy though, because I've seen these guys on social media get plastic surgery. They even have, like, fake abs and fake muscles, and, you know, somebody trying to go towards that. Yeah. It's kind of, you know, it could play a part in your life, because you're like, man, I want those muscles, or man, I want that six pack. But in reality, it's just like, I don't know what they put in there, but yeah, it's all surgery.
Yeah, I believe body image is a lie, is false perception. Yeah. It gives people, you know, this idea that you could, you know, change your body, but are you, like, it gives you an idea that you could change your body, but it transforms you. You're not becoming who you are. You're becoming this, you know.
What others want.
Yeah.
What society wants you to be like.
Yeah.
Yep, the
That's
new
sad.
fad, whatever it
the
is at the
media
time.
portrays you to be.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
And people look at likes like as if it were money nowadays. Like, it's so crazy to me that people pay so much attention to likes, and I think that has one of the, you know, that's why it impacts us so much, because people are so. I've actually seen people go on their phones and be like, man, you know, I got this many likes, you know, and that's what everybody strives for.
Yeah.
And people that get those surgeries, that look that certain type of way, they're the ones, you know, getting all those likes, and having other people that don't just look at it and wanting that.
Yeah, and that's where people get their confidence too. Like, oh, I got all these likes right here. Like, I'm really popping. You know, people really like me.
I think it's kind of like a dopamine. It's like a drug. Like, they want the
Yeah.
likes. It's likes for likes, you know. And
Yeah.
it's just trippy that it's came to that, but that's just where we're at with it right now.
I feel like social media has really messed with our heads a little bit. You know, it takes away from what people's character, and it makes people, you know, maybe even act out of character, because, you know, it's all for validation. Because, like we've discussed before, you know, you could be anybody on social media, and that just makes people, desperate times call for desperate measures, so people will do anything if they feel like they're going to please society, I guess.
Let's talk about now how like relationships are portrayed on social media and how like it's really not a good idea to compare your own. Like even if it's a friendship, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, whatever, marriage even, like, I don't know, let's talk about that.
Relationship wise, regarding social media, you have all these followers that you don't talk to, but you still complain and talk about how lonely you are on social media. Like, you know, go talk to your followers, communicate with them, or to, you know, make yourself feel less lonely.
Yeah, the funny thing I see with the relationships, I was watching the show, and it's called Catfish. So people build these relationships, you know, online, and they talk to each other only online, never seeing each other, build these, you know, fake images of each other, and basically go on like that. I've seen some go on for like years without actually meeting a person, and they fall in love. I mean, to me it's not love, but to them they see the social media as being reality. So to them they're that perfect relationship that everybody strives for, and they keep talking, and then once it comes time to meet each other, they're meeting somebody completely different than who they thought they fell in love with, you know. So I mean,
It takes
it takes a toll. Some people are okay with it. Some people are like, no, you know, I thought I was talking to this so and so because they put up fake pictures and all that. But it's, you know, it's hard.
Yeah, it's that's really crazy. Like we were talking about before, people could really be anyone on the internet, and I feel like social media takes a lot away from human interactions too. You know, like when if I'm around people, a lot of times I'm on my phone, I'm on social media, I'm not engaged in what's going on. You know, and sorry, I kind of jumped away from the.
No, it's still like it makes sense though, like what we're talking about.
But I
It's
guess
true.
it takes away from our relationships.
Yeah, even like
you know?
face-to-face relationships, it takes
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense.
And like social media, people can be so bold on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
my
That is
gosh.
true.
So bold.
So many posers, liars.
Exactly. Because anyone could be, you could be whoever you want to
you could
be,
be
you
anyone.
know? But then in real life, you know, you meet that person and you're like, oh, you're nothing like what you portray on the internet.
Nope.
Like your character sucks. Yeah, you may be pretty, but like that personality is not where it's at. But going back to what we were talking about, the relationships and stuff, I see a lot of fake relationships, you know? These people are getting paid, you know, like the more followers you have, the more you get your the bigger the platform, the faker it is most of the time, you know, because I feel like when you're really genuinely happy, you don't need to like do too much to be like, oh, I'm showing I'm genuinely happy, because they're doing that for the validation
To, like,
for other
show
people.
off and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
they want to be these goals, like relationship goals and stuff. But it's unhealthy for your
Yeah.
real relationships.
And then for like a real one, like if you're seeing all this, you're like, wow, why am I not happy every day posting about this? Like, how come our relationship isn't like that? When in reality, it's like,
Exactly.
obviously they're not going to post the bad times, but everybody has
Right.
bad times in
Right.
a relationship. So, I mean, you just got to like keep that in mind. But some people don't know, or like young kids who are, or teenagers in relationships, they're going to like look towards social media to be like, well, it has to be like that because that's the only way to be happy, because they're super happy. So if
the
it's not like
standard.
that, exactly, it's like setting a standard that's impossible to reach.
And it's so true how you two are talking about how, you know, how people are posing and faking it for the media, because sometimes I'll scroll down Facebook, right? And I see people that they're portraying this happy marriage, and you know, they're like at the park or, you know, taking pictures, and they think they have this perfect marriage, but then you talk to them like one-on-one, how we're doing right now, and they're really going through a lot of stuff. I've seen people actually getting divorced now, but I was thinking like, oh shoot, I wish I had a marriage like that. Like, it looks perfect, it looks fine and dandy on photos, but the reality is that they're not putting the bad things that happens, because you say they're only putting the good stuff, so we're only seeing that. We're not seeing the bad stuff that goes on, the behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it's just how it is. Social media, especially, all times, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but that's what it's come to. It's just like it's fake media, fake news, and what could we do?
I understand why people put only the good times, like whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single and you're just posting the good times like of your life, or just making yourself seem like you're perfect. So I understand, but it just takes away from just being able to relate to people, because we're putting these people on pedestals, but really they're only just showing you the best moments, or where they look the best, where they're dressed the best, and they're the most happiest. We're not seeing them as regular people, and I feel like the more followers these people have, the more we think like, oh, they're like amazing, but really they're regular ass people.
That's true.
Yeah, and then people that to push too much weight on relationships online, that could actually stir problems in your own relationship.
Yeah.
So that's if your significant other or whatever is has seen these things and then has these expectations of you,
Yeah.
then it's just fights and fights and fights.
It's
and
so unhealthy.
I'm pretty sure we've all been there.
I'm
at a
guilty.
certain
I was
point.
like, well, they get flowers like that. Why don't I get flowers? What's going on?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so bad.
All right.
So bad.
So now, the next thing that we want to talk about is money. How is money an issue on social media? And why is posting that you have hella money and seeing like all these people with traveling all these places at a young age and like having all this cash, like how is that a bad thing for like us?
It's too much flexing.
Yeah,
Flexing.
so much
I
flexing.
see too
stuff.
many
Flexing.
people my
Flex zone.
age, just so young, really buying their first house, vacationing. They are not working the 9-to-5 jobs, but I'm not hating on it. If you have your own business, that's awesome. But it just makes you feel like, wow, I'm going to school. I'm not rich yet. I'm pretty much their age. I might be older than them. I'm definitely not where they are. It just makes you kind of feel down, like sometimes.
Yeah, it
because,
makes put you down. You're like, well, what am I working towards? They already have it. Like, is it ever gonna happen for me? I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of these people, I'm not hating on what they do, because some people really are successful and they get to their success because of hard work. But then a lot of these people, like they just get rich off some quick video of them being disrespectful.
Right.
What's her name? Catch Me Outside girl.
Bad baddie.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's really like, it's upsetting because, we work to be hardworking, we have a goal, or even if we don't, we know that we want to get somewhere in life, but it's going to take time, and then you see that, and you see like how this like disrespectful, ignorant girl is coming up faster and hella young just because of social media and all of the like shares and likes and all that, and you're just like, well, that's not fair, like that sucks.
And and then people get paid, for posts, for any little advertising they do. The more famous they are, the more money they bring about. So you could be looking at someone and think, oh, they like that product, they support that, or they're into that, but I mean in reality they're all sponsored. I was looking the other day that Selena Gomez, I believe, she's the one that gets paid most for her posts.
I read that too.
Wow.
And it was somewhere close to $500,000, I think.
I think you're
the
right, yeah.
Kardashians, they make like $100,000 a post. They get thousands of dollars just for posting 8-second Snapchat, so it's crazy. And we all as consumers look at all that and then just make us want to spend our money, our time, our everything trying to do that, all because of the money that they're getting,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's how
a
they
lot
draw
of
you
us
in.
don't have it like that. So it's really sad,
It's sad.
What is that? I think, what is it, Khloe Kardashian posted, and they were all posting like those gummy bear gummies that help your hair grow, and I was like, I need that, because they have that, and it obviously works, right? No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't buy it, but I mean, I wanted to. But I mean, that's just an
Got sucked
example.
in.
Yeah, I was
They
just like, well, if
almost
they're
got
using
you.
it, then it's good because they're, popular and they're presenting this thing, and so, but yeah, I didn't do it, thank
Oh my
God.
gosh, when I was like I was younger, so and it wasn't. I mean, I was seeing, the flat tummy tea everywhere,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it wasn't everywhere as much as it is now. This was years ago, and I was like, you know what? I could use a little bit of something. So let me order some flat tummy tea. I didn't, but I almost did. You did?
Yes.
Girl, I almost did too. And it's funny because like now I look at it and I'm just like, I see the behind the scenes of people like, oh my goodness, it's 9 o'clock. I need to hurry up and post my flat tummy tea post because they're gonna pay me. So it's just I see. Like people aren't putting in that work to work out and stuff. This is just all to get paid, and it's sad because we're the ones suffering from it because a lot of times we get sucked in when we really believe them. Like, hey, I really like this person. I should be able to trust their word on a product, but no.
Yeah, and they don't make them put ad or sometimes even the money makes them do things that are like crazy. I was I'm referring to, I think his name is Logan Paul or something like that, posted a video of a man that committed suicide.
Oh yeah,
And that's all. I mean, to him, it's money, But I mean, where's the moral? Where's the everything? Like it's lost in social media. It's just lost.
Yeah.
And I think, well, my whole perspective when it comes to the money, it's a little bit different because we see some things through different lenses. So when I see people because I follow people like Ed Milet, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone. So these people, when I see it, they motivate me. I'm like, wow, like if they could do it, I could do it. We're here in America, the land of the free, the dreams, where you can turn your dreams into reality. So I see it and I'm like, man, I gotta grind, because if they could do it, we could do it. So I see it as an example. And one thing that I could say is, go hard or go home or go homeless. And that's straight up, like, phew. That's it right there.
The panel discussion because he just killed it with that.
No, that is exactly how people people should think. So let's talk about how we can turn it around and use social media instead to boost our self-esteem and our quality of life. Going off of what he said, let's come up with more examples to do that instead of having it put us down. What can we do?
A way that social media could help boost our self-esteem, not just me, or just it could be anyone, and that's through connection. That's the only attribute that to me could help boost your self-image. Say you have this creative idea that let's say you have this creative idea that you think could change the world, but no one knows about it.
Right.
Through social media, you could post your idea, and from there
Spread the word.
Exactly, yeah. Just how photographers are on IG, they take their pictures, they post it, and there's people that follow them, and if people that likes their picture, they like them.
Networking.
Exactly.
Using social media for what it's originally meant to do is network and connect with people,
Right.
not
Tear people apart and make people sad.
Yeah, exactly. Sad, but yeah, it's true.
It's funny because I've been talking so much about social media that we don't like, but I'm always on social media. So I feel like one way that you can really improve your self-esteem is to kind of just take a step back and not be on it as much not be on it as much as I'm not sure exactly how much you guys are on it, but I know I'm on quite a lot. So I feel like I feel the best about myself when I'm just I'm doing things that can actually benefit me, because I feel like a lot of times we get consumed in watching other people's lives. We're so busy focusing on other people's lives. We're making them money because a lot of these people, like we just discussed, are getting paid from this stuff. So we're making them money. We're focusing on what they're doing, and it's we're taking away from what we could be doing on our own time. We're taking away from the fact that we could be bettering ourselves because we're spending so much time consumed in other people's lives. So I feel like one way that you could boost your self-esteem is to just start putting more energy into yourself and less energy into social media and being on your phone.
And that's so true because actually I took a psychology class here in Solano, and we had downloaded an app on our phone that it shows us how much time we spend every time on our phone, whether it's social media or anything, and it really helps out because it gives you the exact amount, hours, minutes, and seconds, and with that you could maximize your time, how you were saying. so you could spend more time doing other things that are important instead of being on our phones, because we're always on our phones, whether not always, but a lot of times, whether because if you're bored or something, you're waiting at the grocery store, you're waiting in line, what do? We're like, we come on our phone,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, but once you actually think about, like, if you think about what you think about, then you're gonna like really
Change your
change your state of mind and change your actions, but it starts with thinking about it.
Yeah.
Make yourself
Being-
productive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
I
good.
agree.
One of the ways I like to think about it, I'm also doing what you guys are talking about. Like, I try not to go on it as much, and it really is true. Like, if you go to a concert, you see a lot of people, all they're doing is on their phone recording. Me, I'm like, put that away. Like, I want to enjoy the moment
Yeah.
because I'm gonna have a way better time. And like, not everybody needs to see like my experience. I want to experience it for myself. Sorry, that was going off of what you guys said, but
It's real.
also,
I do that too. But,
yeah.
You know, I do the opposite sometimes. You know, I'm so busy trying to record and show like, oh, I'm at this concert. You know,
Yeah.
I'm trying to show off or whatever. I look cute, but but then it's just like you stop living in the moment. And it's bad.
yeah. But also, like, for me, my new mindset is like energy, like positive energy. If you put out positive energy and like positive vibes, then you're gonna get that in return. Like, a lot of people on social media are negative. Like,
Yeah.
they don't agree with you, they're gonna state that, they're gonna be mean, they're gonna be nasty, and all they get back is mean and nasty. Like, if you put negative energy out, you're gonna get it back.
Right.
Right.
If you don't like something, scroll past it. You don't like someone, like, delete them off your friends or something. Like,
Right.
just do whatever you need to do to like be positive. Like, stop putting yourself in a situation where you are like in a confrontation and like getting negative energy, really. So I don't know, that's just me, but I feel like good karma is what we need to be
Yeah.
working on.
I feel like for us and people that are a little bit older than us, since we grew up with social media, we know the difference and know how it could impact us. But kids that are growing up where that's all they see, you got 2-3-year-old already moving phones, and then just grow up a little bit more, and that's what they're used to. So I think as parents, as somebody looking after your kid, obviously you want them to know how to use things like that, because they're going to grow up and advance with it way more than you were.
Right.
But also limit it and know how to regulate as a parent, and as a community. I feel that we should put more emphasis on outside activities like sports, stuff like that. Get them into something else, because what I'm seeing a lot now is just people that's all about social media. Like younger kids, teenagers, they just they're quick with their phones. They something happens, it's boom. Yeah, it could be a natural disaster, or it's the things that we grew up like. It's kind of like, man, feeling bad for. They just all of a sudden just pull out their phones and are ready for it. So. I feel like us as people could change the outcome of how much it affects somebody by presenting it early and just growing with them, because we're not used to it either. But just changing the outcome of the effect.
Yeah, and what you're saying is so true, because I remember, like, as kids, Hispanic kids, us growing up, we would play canicas, which is marbles. We were on the floor playing marbles, riding our bikes around, and outside, outside events. And nowadays, I look at my nephews, and they go up to the TV screen, and they're, like, trying to touch it. I'm like, dang, that's how much it is implanted into their mind,
Crazy.
how it is nowadays. It's just like, so yeah, going more outside, doing outside events like we used to when we were kids, that would definitely be one step to help, progression.
Yeah, man, I couldn't imagine growing up like being this age, but with the razor. I remember my razor.
Nobody knows about that.
Oh my God.
And no
Dang.
type of like social media on my phone. Like I would really live in the moment,
I
and I
remember
feel
the
like
phones with snakes on them, So.
Yeah, Tetris.
It's
and
crazy.
all that.
to grow up with
Oh,
all
yeah.
that, so, yeah.
Crazy.
Man.
I like all the things we said today. I feel like there's a really good like ways that we can put out there and help people, because we have to grow with it, not let it take over our lives.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is all the time we have today. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully you took away some positive attributes we can help society with. Bye.